Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Anthony Defoe, and welcome to Pep Talks in the morning. It's a great day today, Monday morning, the 17th of February 2020, and we have a lot to talk about today. We also have a guest, a caretaker from the Alberta area as well later on in the show. Have a couple videos to let you guys see as well. So we have a few things that's going on, and again, welcome Trinidad and Tobago. We are doing it for you. It is Pep Talks. So, on the agenda today, we have a lot happening in the public space. Lots been said over the weekend and so on. We have stuff to talk about, such as our Crocro song that he did, which was a little bit controversial, I must say, as well as we want to talk about that stage in the sea up in Maracas. A lot of buzz is happening where that is concerned as well, and conflicting information also. There's some passport woes that I definitely want to touch on, because again, our citizens are dealing with some issues via the state where we should have greater efficiency where those things are concerned. But again, we are always going down the road of inefficiency, and who's always holding the shitty end of the stick? The citizens, as usual. We're also going to touch on the banking fees and the whole banking sector as well. It is absolutely crazy. That's what's going on with them, because again, the citizenry getting the shitty end of the stick. Excuse the French this morning, but again, good Monday morning. So let's get right into it. Let's touch base on what's happening with Mr. Crocro and his song that he had done for the Calypso show that they usually have with our artists here. A lot of people has been saying in the public space that the show was geared towards it had a lot of racism tones. My take on it really is, again, we have to be very wary as to what it is we're putting into the public space, especially where our entertainment and performers are concerned. Our lyrical content, it's a key thing. We in the environment that we're in right now, for me personally, I think that artists should, highlight the fact of us as a people coming together, as a people wanting to get better and do better for ourselves. Versus having to bring segregation and draw lines, which we've constantly been doing over the years, and we've been highlighting a lot of that through our music, and it's something that I really think that we need to look into. But again, Mr. Crocro, I think lyrical content is something that you certainly have to look into. Because again, for someone who is in the public space and the public eye and having such a high and heavy influence on the public sector, on our youths especially, lyrical content is a key factor that we need to take serious highlights on, and really look into this as to exactly what is the message that we're putting out there for our young people, for the population at large for that matter, because again, this is entertainment and it's something that can be very easily assimilated and absorbed by people in a mental sense. And again, having certain things accepted in entertainment now would allow it to be accepted into the normal way of life. And again, we just need to see how the psychology towards these things are, because if we look at our nation, Trinidad and Tobago, there's a lot that is happening that is not right. Our young people are being led astray, and again, it's due to a heavy influence on the type of music that they're listening to. And again, we come right back to it, the lyrical content. You find a lot of songs talking about guns and sex and drugs and that type of life. Whereas we're not talking about empowerment, we're not talking about love. It's funny that talking about media in itself, we are quick to highlight war and gore versus having to highlight love and good and positivity in a greater sense. And it is certainly something that we have to look into for fact. So again, I put my word out there. I plead to our local entertainers, definitely you guys have to take serious consideration as to what you are putting in your lyrical content and how you're presenting this to the public space. And again, I think personally, and this is my view, Mr. Krokro, this must be some level of agenda in, again, bringing division to the people. Is it that the PNM is using this individual as a political tool to create some level of division? That's a question I'm asking. I'm putting it out in the public space because I still cannot understand how people can, especially on defense of the PNM, who are staunch supporters of Mr. Krokro, saying that this is okay, saying that yeah, we like this, and thumbs up all the way. I mean, no, man, no. I think we could do a whole lot better than that, most definitely. So again, I would say we are using state funds to promote this in a technical sense. So again, we have to look at the people who would be held responsible for something like this. So, again, Trinidad and Tobago, food for thought. We have to think about this, think about what we're doing. We have to have our voices heard, especially in the sense of things that we are not happy with, things that we do not approve of. And I strongly believe that this is a song that should not be approved by the public in no way, form, or fashion. And that's my take on this, most definitely. So, another issue that we were hearing into the public space is there's a fete that's taking place in Maracas. I believe it's coming up this weekend, and they are building a stage in the sea. Now, there are several people saying different things from different quarters. Those who are in a lot of concern pertaining towards the environment that is being created. You're close to an ocean. What are the protocols that's in place? Are there going to be lifeguards during the course of the event? What protective protocols or safety protocols that they're going to be putting in place directly for the attendees of the event, as well as the people who will be there visiting the beach privately outside of the event in itself. Where the approvals are concerned for this, there are several things being thrown around into the public space, such as UDCOT having to somewhat put a stop to the development of this event taking place. They're saying that UDCOT does not have reign to do so. As far as I could remember, I think it was the Tourism Development Company that had reign in the Maracas Bay area. So I'm not sure if the approvals actually went through them, which I'm thinking that it did. So my question to myself really is, how is it UDCOT is getting in play in this entire scenario? So another question for food for thought, but we would be doing a little more research on that and seeing how this really unfolds as more information comes out where that is concerned. But certainly we're promoters, and again, the state is concerned for our facilities being rented out for events and so on. There must be a proper streamlined protocol in place where we are addressing safety factors, the environment, especially if we know where these events are taking place, whether it be in a park, whether it be on a beach or a river, or what have you. For us to be very aware of the environment that our people are going to be in, and knowing that the systems are there to safeguard the population at hand that would be attending these events, as well as people in the area that is simply in the area. It's all about safety for our citizenry in every aspect. So that's certainly something that we will be touching on again. I will be on Pep Talks on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday as well. So I will probably do a follow-up on this either on Wednesday or on Friday, just to give you an update as to the rest of information that we were able to acquire pertaining towards that whole Maracas Bay event, as well as what's happening in the news pertaining towards Mr. Krokro and his gracious song. And I'm not going to tell anyone to go look and listen to the song, but the name of the song is Krokro. We are going to vote. We're going and vote. So again, I'm not saying to go and look at the song. Really and truly, it's not worth it. And that's my take again. So this weekend was a very active one for PEP. We've been doing a walkabout. Well, we did a walkabout in the Aranguez Barataria area, San Juan area. And again, it was basically to highlight a lot of the things taking place there on both central government level as well as local government level. And it seems to me there's a lot of chaos happening in that area, in that constituency. Do stay tuned in a little bit. In the next 5 minutes or so, we're actually going to be putting out a video as to what took place. Two videos, in fact. Philip also did a video. I think he had interviewed the Arangwes Taxi Drivers Association, which they themselves been doing a fabulous job in the Arangwes, Sawa Ibatare area, because these guys have actually taken it upon themselves in dealing with certain issues that government is supposed to be dealing with, but again, government is just simply dragging their feet day in, day out to get anything and everything done. So I mean, this actual body has taken it upon themselves to safeguard their community and to fix certain things that is hampering them as to how they are making their money and so on. And again, putting safety on the ground and first for the citizens within that constituency in itself. So, hats off to the Arangwes Taxi Drivers Association. Definitely saw some of the work that you guys have been doing, and it's absolutely awesome. If we could only have a government that can actually work so efficiently, it would be absolutely amazing. Hear what I'm telling you? Because these guys are on the ball, most definitely. But again, we as the citizens, we're always holding the messy end of the stick, and we just need to understand and realize that we have these people there for a reason. I mean, we've just had local election taking place, and the purpose of local election is to sort the interests of things on the local level. Is it being sorted? We have a lot of pictures and lives and videos and so many different things happening across the board in Trinidad and Tobago on both, again, the central and local level of government, where things are simply not done within different communities across Trinidad and Tobago. And again, how long are we planning to stay quiet? How long are we going to just simply say, hey, let's wait for the last straw in order to do it? No, we can't do this. Look, we're in an election year, and we need to really know what are the policies and plans that's available to the population, and knowing who can actually bring some level of real betterment to the population. Real betterment, not something vague. Again, the Progressive Empowerment Party has 21 policies that we have put into the public space, and these 21 policies, again, we do believe that these policies are going to bring major change to the citizenry and to Trinidad and Tobago as a whole in bringing betterment and change. And again, I'll just ring this through really quickly, because as the weeks go by, as other shows come on, we're going to highlight each one of these policies, so at least and give some level of explanation as to how these policies really work. So this way you, the population, can have some idea as to how this can work and how you can benefit from this. So we're looking at policy number 1. And on our 21 policy, for policy number 1, it's home ownership for all. I love this policy simply because, again, it's us looking at the environment that we have here in Trinidad and Tobago, knowing that we have a lot of our population that is looking for a home, and is not in a able or a position to acquire a home. You're talking within the banking sector. In order for you to get a home, you have to be making an exorbitant amount of cash. In some, if not most cases, it's you and your spouse, and maybe everyone else in the family who is employed, that basically has to pool their funds together in order to get some level of or come close to an approval through any financial institution for a loan or mortgage to acquire a home. And really and truly, as government, it should not be that hard for us to house our population, to put things in place for our population. And again, where this policy is concerned, what the PEP proposes is zero deposit, zero interest for 30 years for first-time homeowners for up to $1.5 million, allowing even the minimum wage earner to own a home. Now, why we say allowing the minimum wage earner to also own a home is because you're not going straight out the bat to get a $1.5 million mortgage. We are looking at building techniques and models, let's say with starter homes and so on, that can start from as low as $200,000, and you're talking about that's a mortgage of less than $1,000 for that matter per month. again, it is different policies and programs that we are trying to bring into the public space that can make some level of sense. If you want more detail on that, on any of the policies for that matter, again, we are always open 12 noon on a Saturday at 19 Stanmore Avenue, Port of Spain. Feel free, take it upon yourself. It's your responsibility, Trinidad and Tobago, to actually make this something that you are interested in getting more information. I'm not saying, listen, just close your eyes and vote PEP. No, get the information that makes you have a better decision for yourself and your family. And again, information is key, and that's why I'm here. I took the opportunity to come down to 19 Stanmore Avenue 3 years ago, and I got that information. I understood how this policy works. And you know, as time goes on, again, within PEP Talks, we would have small segments that would bring some light on all policies that we are presenting to the public space. So I think right about now we would be going to a quick break and going into the videos that we had with our walkabout that we had this weekend in Barataria and Aranjuez and the San Juan area, as well as the interview that Philip Edward Alexander had with the Taxi Drivers Association. So you guys do stay tuned. This is PEP Talks.
Kid Rowley, Sharon and her granddaughters was walking down this road. They go and buy a bread. They would have stay so. Crow crow! And you want to say, vote for that? We getting it done. We getting it done. Watch it. Look what crow crow and them saying vote for, boy. The representation, boy, look at there. $300 billion spent. Come now, man. Rowley, meet me outside now. Rowley, come and meet me outside now. Forget the rest of them. Meet me here. Hey, Rowley. Come and debate me here now. Kitos. You with your shit kickers. I have shit kickers too, Kitos. Meet me here now. Come and tell the people. Look at this. This is a crisis. And forget that. This crisis is the best part of the pavement. Look at this. Look at where we are. Look at this main road. Watch this.
Crime and more crime. White collar crime. Blue collar crime. No collar crime. We running out of time.
If Paula May was walking here, she'd be proud. Look where the citizens have to walk. If Paula May was walking here, she'd be proud. Hey, Paula? 106 million they pick up and spend it on a house you are living in. Nobody didn't need 5 times the price of what it should have cost, boy. You're proud. Drawing money on the hard-working people who just have to walk in the road to avoid this. Well, you're not shame, boy. Well, you're not shame. It's like, well, you find out there are no God, boy. Because if all you believe in God, what you got to tell him when you see him? Rowley, you call out the church people. Tell me now. When you see God, could that come in, eh? When you see God, Rowley, what you not tell him, boy? What the 300 billion kitos? These people pay that money. These people money you take and spend $500 million on the Red House. We could not pelt me a little bit here in Aranjuez, boy. Crow crow! You midget latrine rat. Meet me here now. You think you have lyrics? I have lyrics for this. Eh? This shit snake clan they call the PNM. This poison that descended on this country and ruined it. We had more money than Brazil. We had more money than Argentina. We had more money than Panama. Look how our people living now, boy. We had more money than Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile, Argentina, St. Kitts, Nevis. Oh God, man. How our people living like this? Trinidad, look it in your face. All of the PNM supporters. Defend this now, man. $500 million on the Red House. Defend this. $500 million fair for the Red House. How much fair for this? Eh? Waste of freaking time. Trinidad, I want you to see this, huh? If you're not angry yet, get angry for this. These are Aranguez. Now, this is a side street. And this is just one of the ones that they're working on. Because the taxi drivers are losing money to the cost of maintaining their vehicles. Because our Ministry of Works and Transport, our local government system, our regional corporations, nothing works. Nothing works. Nothing works in this Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic of do what the hell you like land. So the Taxi Drivers Association have two choices. Either down tools or find material and patch the road themselves. When Calco and Junior Sammy and Kusals and them getting massive overpriced contracts for elections time, what's going on in Aranguez? What about these people? And why must the Taxi Drivers Association of Aranguez be responsible for their own roads? And why don't we have one good lawyer in this country, one decent lawyer in this country, to rest a class action lawsuit on the Minister of Finance? Because every time these same taxi drivers put gas in the car, they're paying a road tax. We just borrow a further $200 million US to fix roads in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't understand what's going on with the road tax money. Who is eating the road tax money? Which 1% are getting to eat the road tax money? While this is a road in Trinidad and Tobago. So this guy has to drive. If it wasn't for the Taxi Drivers Association to come and fix this road, what would be the story? These people paying tax. Same tax Sabga paying, same tax Aboud paying, same tax Hadid paying. These people paying the same tax. How could I get this road to look like Goodwood Park Road? How? If Norman Sabga, Churan, was driving through this every morning, think Goodwood Park would look like this? Michael Aboud, if Collins Road Fairways was looking like this morning, how you feel? This is why this is a shithole. It's why this country is a rat hole. We're collecting money from all these people. We're collecting taxes from all these good and decent people and leaving them to live in total degradation. Look at this. Box drain. No sidewalk. Children had to dodge. Children had to dodge. Talking with the head of the Aranguez Taxi Drivers Association. Give me some information what's going on in here now.
Since 2015.
Anybody ever stop and give you a tax?
No.
A $5 or $10 and say thank you for maintaining the road?
Not at all.
Look at what's going on here with this drain, man. I mean, they're putting these people to live like pigs. How could this be fair? Where you all find this material? You're going to find material to fill pothole? How could this be fair? I want Sabga I want Rowley Chiron to live like this. I want calm little stunting boy child to have to negotiate this in the morning when he putting on the tight pants. I want all of these jackass farm members to have their children deal with this. You imagine your children have to walk here to negotiate, to go to school, to go about their business. How come Trinidad not infuriated yet, boy? How come you're not so blasted angry? Stop voting yourself into poverty. Stop voting yourself suffering. Look at this. Rohan Sinanan, little girl child in Valsain. She living like this? You're the Minister of Works, brother. Your girl child have to negotiate this? When she going to stunt and party? Eh, Rohan? Tell me now. Kazim Hossain, you're getting ready to go and run for election in San Fernando West. Because Faris going and run for the hills. And back there want nothing to do with Faris. So you're going to send Faris and Diego Martin Central. Good day, sir. Because they fed up a group of man. So you're going to tell them, Faris is worse than Daryl. And you're getting them Kazim Hossain. Kazim is the Minister of Local Government. Watch this. And only sleep well tonight. These sons of bitches in this PNM government. This waste of time. Collecting people money. And under false pretenses. Look how people have to drive. Look at this. This is the people who money paying these sons of bitches salaries. Rowley, is these people money put food in Sharon mouth, boy? Come and take care of the people. If you can't do the Prime Minister work, fire the job. Waste of time. Where's the head of this association? Tell me what's the plan? How long you're going to continue to do the government work?
It's affecting all the drivers, everybody who live in the streets, so we decide that we have to fix it. Nobody fixing it.
But if all your dung tools, nobody going to work by Mario Sabga boot place. If all you stop working all your taxis, how the people who making the coffee for Mario Sabga about to be the Starbucks in the Caribbean, how they will get to work? I am upset about this. They spoil my Sunday. Nobody's supposed to be living like this. In the third wealthiest nation in the Western world. We had more money than Brazil. These sons of bitches thief it. What's the plan from here?
Well, because it's an ongoing project, and I want to say publicly thank the PEP for partnering with us to get this job done. And all who help taxi drivers, I want to give my gratitude towards them with thanks. I welcome anybody who willing to come and assist us to get the job.
But I understand that, and I appreciate what you're saying. But this is not your job. Your job is to pay tax.
Nobody not fixing
your
it.
job is to pay half the value of your car in tax. Your job is to pay half the value of the parts for your car in tax. Your job is to pay half the value of the tire in tax. Your job is to pay tax every gallon of gas, a road tax. How the road like this? Why you all have dung tools yet? The whole of Trinidad need to dung tools now. Let Rowley and Coleman Rohan go and make burger for Mario Sabga booth. Let them go and make beer for Norman Sabga. Let we end this shit now. The whole of Trinidad need to decide if we're going to continue with this. How is this fair to you and your family? This is your Sunday. You fixing public road.
Well, I guess nobody's not doing it, so we have to do it. We have to take a stand.
How many members you have?
We have over 60 members.
60 members?
Yeah.
All of them own their own cars?
Of course.
What about the rest of the associations that are around you? What they saying?
Well, they've been affected by other potholes running in their area, but they're not taking a stand.
Is there a taxi driver association in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, of course.
And what are they saying about the conditions of the roads up here?
Well, they're not saying anything.
So do you all pay dues to the Taxi Drivers Association?
No, we pay dues to, my drivers pay dues to our association. This is where we use money from the association to buy cement and gravel, and sometimes...
Where the bills?
We have the bills.
Give me the bills. I'm taking the bills for Rowley. I'm going and put the bills in Rowley hand myself. I'm going by the $500 million Red House and put it in his hand. Because I'm going and tell him, for all the stunting jackasses around him to understand, this road, that drain is he walk. And if he can't do the work, fire he blast itself. I am upset about this. I am upset that this is your condition this morning. I came today to raise this issue. Thankful to all the PEP members who were walking around in Sawa to tell me that this is going on. The Taxi Drivers Association of Trinidad and Tobago. I want you to give me the name and the phone number of the head of the Taxi Drivers Association of Trinidad and Tobago. Because if all taxi drivers don't stand together in solidarity over this, it makes no sense having an association. All of you all be an advantage. Every time your car hit a pothole, you put in unnecessary wear and tear on your vehicle. Rowley is paying for that. Coleman is stunting, Charon is paying for that. And it is time we put the squeaky wheel with the grease. The government is full of shit. Look at this. I'm telling you, not one Syrian businessman this morning wake up to that as his view. Not one. If this was the condition of Collins Road and Fairways, where all the Syrians going to live all of a sudden, you have a land and building boom in Collins Road and Fairways, as all the big shot overnight Syrians going to live there. Collins Road not looking like this, and they're not paying a different tax. They don't have a different government. So somebody explain to me what the rest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago are supposed to do. This is unacceptable. Keith Rowley, you are a waste of time. These people need representation. Don't go and stunt anywhere for election. Come here, apologize, fix this drain, fix this road, fix this bridge. Come and do your blasted job. Waste of freaking time.
I have with me here this morning caretaker for San Juan Barataria, Miss Alberta Purdy. Good morning. And how are you today?
I'm fine. How
Well,
are
it's
you?
I'm good. It's a great Monday morning, I must say, and I'm very honored to have you on the set. And there's lots to talk about today. I mean, you guys did your walkabout. This was yesterday. In the Aranguez, Barataria area, San Juan area. So, I mean, really and truly, well, first to begin with, how do you feel? How does it feel to be a caretaker under the PEP banner, to be a part of the PEP, brokering for change?
I am very excited. I'm learning daily the country laws and politics, and I'm willing to serve the people.
Nice, very nice. Well, I mean, I will tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, first time meeting Alberta, she is a very outgoing person and very much determined, I have to say. From the little projects I see that she's taken upon herself, she's seen it straight down to the wire and ensured that we got major efficiency where those little projects were concerned. So I feel very, very confident having Miss Alberta Purdy as our caretaker for San Juan Barataria. So tell us what was going on yesterday with your walkabout. How did that go? I mean, I know you went through a lot of woes.
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago, you saw the video just now. I mean, we don't have to say much. Did you see the video just now, and what's your thoughts as a citizen, considering that can be possibly your own community if you're not dealing with the same thing, if not worse? I mean, really and truly, these are things that has to be highlighted, and these are things that not just has to be highlighted, but also addressed. Most important, because again, we as the citizens are the ones that's dealing with this headache. So tell me what's going on.
Well, Anthony, yesterday we highlighted a lot of issues within the constituency, and one of the major issues that had me concerned is where citizens had to take money from their pockets to repair the roads.
Right. This is like the Taxi Drivers Association
Yes.
that has taken it upon themselves to. They see a pothole, they're not waiting for local level government.
Correct.
They are simply dealing with it themselves.
Yes, we stood with them yesterday while we were repairing potholes. This has been going on since 2015.
2015.
That's right.
You hear in this Trinidad and Tobago, 2015, we're in 2020. This is 5 years later. An entire administration tenure has gone by, or almost has gone by, which is the People's National Movement being in office. I mean, this is, who is the MP for Barataria?
Fuad Khan.
Mr.
Yes.
Fuad Khan, well, Dr. Fuad Khan.
Dr.
All right.
Fuad Khan.
Well, we'll come to Mr. Khan in a little bit. Because him being the MP of the constituency in itself, I think that he needs to be a whole lot more in tune and in sync with the population at large within his constituencies, as far as knowing what their woes are, what the issues that they're dealing with, and the host of other things that we simply go through as citizens in every respected constituency. But being that we're talking about San Juan Barataria, we would put a little highlight on Mr. Khan. in a moment. So yeah. So tell me what else was going on within your walkabout yesterday.
After the repairs were done with the taxi association, we decided to visit Saddle Road and South.
Ah,
And
this is truly crazy.
yes, it is.
Right.
Anthony, it was very disturbing. It was very, very disturbing. There was raw sewage. There's a raw sewage line that was ruptured since September the 22nd, 2019.
What are you saying?
I am telling you.
Really?
Yes.
This sewage line was broken where exactly?
Right up on the Quasi side. Straight up to Saddle Road on your left.
And where's this sewage line like going into as far as where's
Saddle
that?
River.
In the river.
Yes.
Straight in the river, just like that.
Straight in the river. The stench was unbearable, Anthony.
No treatment, no nothing.
No.
And this has been like this since September, you see.
Yes. Yes.
Are we-
Residents were complaining and nothing is being done about it, Anthony. They are
And this
being
is
neglected.
both at local and central government level.
That's right.
Trinidad and Tobago, what are we doing? Really and truly, what are we doing? We're talking raw sewage going into the San Juan River. You have the Aranguez farmers that deal with that. You have citizens, regular citizens actually, that uses that water, whether it be for possible drinking, which I can't even see you being able to drink that. But I've seen people washing clothes and stuff in that river. What are we really doing? Raw sewage, man, Trinidad and Tobago, serious? Serious?
Yes.
Raw sewage, you're saying, you know? And this must be
Makes you
okay.
wonder.
This must be okay. Mr. Khan, the effects that our citizens, you as a doctor are supposed to know this. Of all people, you are probably one of the better persons to know better as you being a doctor as to the health effects and risks that our citizens have to deal with. Raw sewage in the San Juan River, really, come now man. This is something that could have been addressed a very long time ago. September, October, November, December, January, 4 months ago. Come on, Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Khan. Failure, brother. Failure. That is failure right there. That's a major, major health risk to our population in that constituency right there, and it's something that certainly needs to be addressed. If we had not done the live and videos yesterday to highlight this, would this have gone on? How much further? How much longer? But it is highlighted, and we are putting it into the public space. So again, Mr. Khan, we are saying that you need to go over to the San Juan River, and this is which area exactly? In the Quasi side.
Yes.
In the Quasi, have your people go and scrutinize what's happening there now, because at the end of the day, again, we're putting our citizens at major, major risk, health risk that is, pertaining towards this. So what else did you guys find on your findings yesterday?
Wow. Found a lot. Actually, beside the open potholes, there was a video that Philip did which highlighted an open manhole. And every day you have children passing by there.
I saw that.
They have been
Yeah.
making complaints about it. Residents have been pleading with the relevant authorities to get repairs done, and nothing is being done about it.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I see they have a couple of those manholes covered with pallets,
Yes.
and shrubs, and I mean, really and truly, that is supposed to be controlled by local level government, isn't it?
Yes.
And we just recently had a local level election, local government elections. What has been done since then? That this was months ago. These are things that could have been sorted or addressed or highlighted, systematically taken care of, but yet nothing has been done thus far. Fortunately, the Progressive Empowerment Party, we propose in in getting rid of the whole local level government system on a whole, and revamping that or reinitiating that into a constituency board of supervisors. How does that work, you may ask? Well, the constituency board of supervisors is comprised of 5 main arms, which would be public works, security, public utilities, health, and education. So you're going to have 5 main individuals that would be answering directly to the MP of that particular constituency, in bringing them up to speed as to exactly what is the issues taking place in those said constituencies in their respected areas and fields. Now again, this is to streamline the information getting to the MP and being able to now allocate the proper budgets and so on that would be able to assist or pacify those particular situations that we're dealing with on the ground. Now, these 5 individuals who are looking after these 5 different areas is not really having much of an office there. Their office is on the road. It's out in the public, meeting the people, knowing what's going on the ground, and being able to assess the situation and coming up with actual solutions in a timely manner. That is paramount. That is top priority. So let's go back to Mr. Khan. Have you met him? Since you've, because you're from the San Juan Barataria area, right?
Yes.
Have you seen him for the last 5 years?
No.
Him being the MP?
Actually, on the walkabout yesterday, I was told by the citizens of his constituency that they don't ever see him.
They don't see him. What about the people from the local level government, the councillors and so on?
Oh, well, no, neither.
So neither party is
Performing.
nowhere on the ground,
Nowhere
engaging
to be
the
seen.
people, seeing what the issues are. So again, the question comes back again. We are putting people into office to speak and to deal with the people's affairs on our behalf. Why are we going through year after year after year, administration after administration, and simply taking the excuses only to see them when election time come around, they can find themselves in front of your home asking for your vote? Again, Trinidad and Tobago, we need to be able to pick better sense out of all of this nonsense that's around us, and really and truly scrutinize the people coming forth, scrutinize the policies that they're trying to present to you, and let them explain to you how this is actually going to work and how is it directly going to benefit you, not vaguely, not as a pie in the sky, but with facts, figures, information that you can understand in knowing exactly how to make a decision and moving yourself forward. Again, that is such failure where Mr. Khan is concerned. Again, is to be able to engage the people in knowing exactly what's happening on their end. So what else was going on for your walkabout? Any other highlights that you want to put out there for the people?
A lot of them want change.
A lot of them want change.
Yes.
So the people that you had engaged with and had an opportunity to
Change.
talk to, they are more than willing to see something
That's
different,
right.
hear something different,
That's
experience something different, initiate something different.
Yes.
And that is that's music to my ears.
Yes, it is.
Because doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, it is a sign of insanity.
Yes.
And we can't go down that road anymore and being crazy people. So just simply accepting what's been handed down to us. We need to really, put forth as to what it is we want. What do we see as betterment for ourselves? And make it a reality and putting the right people there. Making sure, again, information, Trinidad and Tobago. So we have our constituency board of supervisors, which is the proposal that the PEP presents as far as revamping that local level government. And again, the 5 major arms is public works, public utilities, security, healthcare, and education. 5 main pillars that we stand on. These are the main issues that us as a citizenry have to ensure that we have in check. Another thing that I know that Arangwes Barataria area deal with a lot sometimes is on the rush hour period, morning and afternoon, the traffic is horrendous.
Yes, it is.
It is total
Especially
chaos.
onto the Arangwas mirror.
Yeah.
It is, sometimes you would stay there 45 minutes to an hour in traffic.
Just for a quarter-mile stretch of road.
That's right, that's right.
It's like, why are we doing this though? Why are we doing this? So in your mind, so tell me, what's your feelings? You're in PEP now, you are on the ground, you are advocating change. What's your thoughts, what's your feelings? General election is coming up soon.
Yes.
We're looking at you to see if you would be taking that stand in your particular area and whatnot. What's in your mind? How do you feel?
Anthony, it is a feeling of excitement. It's a daily, I learn things, new things daily based on laws, politics. It's a passion that I have
Yeah.
for the citizens.
Mm-hmm.
It's really overwhelming, and I love it.
Yeah, I myself, I mean, really and truly, I had no idea of much that politics had, and becoming a part of the Progressive Empowerment Party and learning more and understanding how the laws work. We do now, picking sense from nonsense, you're able to see where we are making some missteps, where some of these laws really have to be amended, and we have to introduce new laws within our society, within our framework in itself. Again, we're in the 21st century, it's the year 2020, and we have a lot of laws that's still backyard, still back in the day. It's had its time. We need a level of evolution, and I am definitely excited for what's happening, especially what the Progressive Empowerment Party is presenting to the public space for the citizenry. Because again, I don't think that we've had an opportunity like this before. Actually having the people have a true voice, where someone can come and say, hey, I have this idea and I think this can work, and we take that information and we do our research, we do our studies, we find out if this idea can possibly be something that we may be able to fuse or incorporate in what we are trying to do, because again, we are trying to be that voice for the people. We are not trying to shove anything down anybody's throat. It's for us to have understanding to the different policies that we're trying to present. And again, for those of you out there that think to yourselves that you may have an idea, feel free, come down 19 Stanmore Avenue, 12 noon every Saturday. We insist, come, let your voice be heard, put what you have on the table, what questions you may have pertaining towards any of our own policies that we placed into the public space. It's your opportunity to scrutinize them, to ask the questions, and to really understand exactly how these things can better you and your family moving forward into the future. Because change starts with you, Trinidad and Tobago. You. It's all about you. It's not about us. We're just trying to facilitate you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to have a real direction in moving forward and being able to have that betterment. Because you have people within the PEP that is here, ready and willing to serve Trinidad and Tobagonians, to serve Trinidad and Tobago on a national level in really bringing a level of order and sanity, things that actually make sense, with accountability, with transparency, and with a level of responsibility for one's portfolio. That's the environment that we would want to create, because even with or without a Progressive Empowerment Party administration, having us in there, anything happening after that, at least we can be a little more secure that the powers that be, as far as people coming into office after these things are put into play, would be greater scrutinized by the public, and would have a responsibility in giving that level of accountability to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And that's where we want to be. That is where we want to be. We don't want our people within government to be simply spending money willy-nilly and just calling these figures billions and millions of dollars for all these different type of projects. And when the people ask questions, you're trying to shut them down. No, it does not work that way. You are it's your responsibility to answer the people. You have to answer the people, because you are working for them. You're a public servant for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and that's the gist of it. That's what it is. So that's the environment that we want to really create for our population. And again, I am so excited that you're on board. I remember when you first came on and everything else. I saw the passion that you have, and I see the work that you're doing on the ground right now. And it's absolutely amazing, because I think the people and constituents within the San Juan, Barataria, Aranguez area probably know Alberta more than they would know Mr. Khan, or even the councillors for that matter, or even the on the other side of the fence, any of the PNM representatives. And this is a fact, and this is simply because Alberta is on the ground in Barataria and Aranguez and in her constituency in itself, meeting people, checking out what's happening, putting her footnotes and archiving information as far as knowing exactly what's happening on the ground. And that's where we need to be. Be aware. Information is key. You know what I mean?
But the big question is, Anthony, why? Why is the MPs and the councillors failing their constituencies? It is an answer that's mind-blowing.
Why are they failing? That's a really, really good question. And there's been a lot of recommendations as to why, because it's a paycheck that a man getting at the end of the month, whether you do work or not, at least in the environment that we have right now. Again, they are not compelled to be able to present that level of accountability, transparency, and that level of responsibility for one's portfolio. And again, we come right back to it. That needs to change. It needs to change. And again, from the local level, we are proposing to get rid of this local level government and recreate that to a constituency board of supervisors. And again, I'm going to repeat this. Your 5 pillars of your constituency board of supervisor is public works, public utilities, security, health, and education. And these people who are heading the charge on these different pillars would be answering directly to your MP for that respected constituency. And again, is ensuring that the MP have a direct line from the people and knowing exactly what is the issues in that constituency, whether it be, again, within health, whether it be within education, public works, utilities, security. The point is that we have to be proactive in a sense and having the actual information and being able to solve the problems that we are dealing with as citizens. And we just can't dance around this anymore. We just simply have to make it happen, make it a reality, make it factual. Just be progressive in what it is that we're doing. So again, is there anything else you'd like to add? Not at the moment. Well, I mean, again, I keep saying you're doing a phenomenal job on the ground in the San Juan Barataria area. Is there anything you would like to tell your constituents in San Juan Barataria?
Change is here. Change is here. PEP is here to save you.
Yes, very straight and very direct. Yes, we are here to save you. We are here to bring some level of change. And the next step is yours. Trinidad and Tobago, the next step is yours. The forums are there. The doors are open for you to get the information that you need. Again, it's all up to you. I think... Go ahead.
How could you be elected by the people, Anthony, and not serve them?
Exactly.
How could you? If that is impossible. You were placed there to serve the people of this nation.
Yeah. What is even more baffling to me is the acceptance that the people have had towards this. I know that we've had an environment that we've lived in here in Trinidad and Tobago for decades. We have generations being born into this that simply knows nothing better, accepting the mediocre politics, accepting the mediocre service that they are entitled to from public servants, because again, they are working for the people. We have to change that mindset. We have to understand, and again, this is where the Progressive Empowerment Party comes in giving the population the information that they need and knowing their rights, knowing what they should be asking, what they should be looking for from their MPs and councillors, because I don't think really and truly the population, till the Progressive Empowerment Party came came into the fray of things, really and truly, people didn't know. They did not really know what their rights and what the laws were entailed.
And it's so simple.
Yeah.
Community building, Anthony, leads to nation building.
That's right.
And when you have a good functioning nation, you have a good functioning constituency, your citizens are taken care of. Mm-hmm. You have economic growth and stuff.
I like that. I like that.
Do not have that.
You have economic growth, and again, the lifeblood of any nation is how fluid the money is passing through the system in itself, how empowered the population is, how much value you have in your pocket, how much spending power you have as a citizen, and to see that we have not had an administration coming into office that has really tried to make that a top tier agenda to try to set and play for Trinidad and Tobagonians. To have spending power. Right. You look at Trinidad being an industrial giant in the Caribbean for the last 100 years. I mean, we were the only country producing in this region oil. In recent time, a few decades later, we found gas. We have our phenomenon such as the pitch leak. Again, and we as a nation, our people have not had spending power. Our dollar has not had that level of power. It's that value. It just simply has not had it, and you just have to beg to differ as to, you think in your mind, who are the economists? Who are the people in charge of these things to oversee it, to try to streamline it, to make it better, for us to get better? It's 57 years later, and I think that we're worse off when we got independence versus 57 years later in the 21st century, in the year 2020. We are worse off today. Again, this latest administration as the PNM, in my mind, has probably been the worst administration that we've ever had passing through those doors of that parliament. And in fact, you know what, we're gonna, Director, what are you saying? We should do some calls? All right. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're gonna open up the lines for you. To give a call in. People of Barataria, Aranguez, feel free. Give Alberta a call. Talk to your caretaker for San Juan Barataria area. In fact, those numbers that you can give us a call on would be 347-4737 or 688-4012. Again, that number is 347-4737 or 688-4012. Give us a call. Let's hear what's going on your end, your neck of the woods, where you're calling from, your constituency, and so on, and what issues you might be dealing with. If you have any direct questions for us or Alberta here, you can feel free to ask those questions. So again, give us a call at 347-4737 or 688-4012. So, Alberta, I am really, really psyched myself personally, only because I see a lot of things being highlighted. I see us putting a lot of things in place for the citizenry. We are in talks with a lot of people across the board, across the country in itself, different groups, different bodies. And again, it's not a matter of us trying to shove anything down anybody's throat. It's simply of presenting the policies and proposals that we do have and trying to bring a level of explanation to our people. In truly understanding the dynamics as to what it is that we're trying to produce, and again, letting common sense prevail, and really and truly, this is how most, if not all, of our supporters come on board. It's not hero worshipping happening here. It's not about celebrity status. It's about policy. It's about how these things are going to work and how you as a citizen is going to actually benefit from it. That's the highlight. That's the standpoint here. So I think we have a call coming in. Let's see here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you going, sir? You're calling in? It's Pep Talks, you're live?
Yesterday was in a walk, and the people in Sawa, like they live in their own jail, right around his walls or gates. And another thing is homeless. I noticed quite a bit of homeless people on Sawa.
That is residing in the Sawa area?
Yeah, yesterday I was in a walk.
Alright, nice.
The level of homeless people is like I went somewhere and sit down bar, and right out of the bar, in the pavement, somebody lay down sleeping, homeless. And the crazy, it's have quite a bit of homeless. And the country need to be taking care of the homeless people.
Well, you are absolutely correct. We are supposed to have a social arm that is able to address that. Again, the system is failing us. It's failing the citizenry in itself. It's simply not being able to work as efficiently as it should. It's not saving the people that's falling through the cracks, and it's something that has to be addressed. In fact, the largest arm of government with a PEP administration would be our social arm, because we know that that's where the deficiency lies. That's where most, if not all, the problems that we are dealing with is coming from. It's on the social arm of things. So what's your take? So, is there anything else that you saw at the walkabout that you want to talk about? That was
Well, another thing we want to talk about is the road narrow and no pavement for children to walk. So it's like a vehicle pack up, a vehicle want to pass, and people can't walk accessible, because after walking the road, actually walk in the road, we can have no pavement in certain areas. And this is very bad for school children.
right. It is, and the elderly people, for example, even the blind, who has to maneuver through this sort of maze. Again, it's a crazy level of madness taking place right now. It's a crazy level of madness. So, is there anything else that you guys do? So you saw the raw sewage that was in the sound area?
I didn't remain so late, but for the short while I was there until about after 12.
Right.
And the kind of things I noticed are it have no space for people to really actually walk, because certain places have no pavement.
Right.
And the roadway itself narrow. So two people could barely pass each other.
Right.
So it have no space for somebody to really walk, and it have no pavement there. And the homelessness, next thing is people like in jail, in their own jail, because it's right along his walls. Like everybody in fear. You know, when somebody in fear, they look to block the place right up.
Yeah.
It's these level of things I see. Like they're in their own jail, they have to block themselves indoors to be away from bandits or whatever, thing like that.
Well, the crime
So
situation in that area, I know, is somewhat high as well.
Yeah, so this is the level of things I'm seeing, because where I from Chigonas, the place could have been open, I know we're more safe, but in that area I can actually see the fear on people in the premises in these areas. Like anything can happen, they need to lock up. They always have a place to lock up.
Self-inflicted, that's what it is. Self-infliction, because well, anyway, well, thanks a lot for that call there.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, taking the show, let's open up the lines again. Alright, so again, Trinidad, give us a call, 347-4737 or 688-4012. Let's hear what's going on your end. Now that let me tell you, homelessness happening in that area is a real problem.
Yes, it is.
A real problem. There's a large number of homeless people that is in the San Juan area. And I've seen that for myself too. What I also have noticed as well, which he's absolutely correct, where the citizenry in that area, they do have very high walls and is basically caged.
Yes, it is.
So you're imprisoning yourself, thinking that really and truly you're doing that to try to bring some level of safety to you and your family, but in essence you are putting yourself in a self-inflicted jail, basically, because you're cocooning yourself in this one little space. And again, it has to be self-inflicted, because you're thinking that you need to try to bring some level of safety to yourself and your family, because you obviously is not getting it from the state. We are dealing with major problems in Trinidad and Tobago, and if it's not sorted...
That's coming true.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hello, morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you going? How are you going today? You're live on Pep Talks.
I'm good. Thank you very much. Hey, listen, I wanted to highlight two things about the Arangwes area. The Arangwes area is mostly farmers in this area. Even though there are a lot of housing going on, there's a lot of farmers still.
Right.
That issue that you highlighted yesterday about raw sewer being flowed into that river. I live right in Arangwes, in the middle of the farming area. And I have seen firsthand for myself that these farmers, the kind of water that they use to wet their crops, that they sell to the fruit shed, that Trinidadians are buying these vegetables and stuff, that can't be good for the health. I stopped buying from fruit shed. I prefer to go and pay the Syrians who bring in crops here from America and wherever, Panama, to pay extra and buy, because the water that comes out of these pipes the farmers flood their crops with is deplorable. It smells. I didn't realize there was sewer going into. I was wondering, well, look at this drain. If you guys, one street from where you guys were yesterday, if you come down one street after that, from where the taxi drivers were fixing the holes, you would be appalled to see the kind of water in that drain, almost like mud, that these farmers wet their crops with. And we have to eat that.
Well, again,
and the government does nothing about it.
That is, I like how you end off that there. The government is not addressing it. They are not doing anything about it, and that is where the problem lies. Because especially from a very important industry such as farming is something that again we keep seeing within the Progressive Empowerment Party, that farming is another number one priority that has to be redeveloped and initiated on a national level. We need to be food independent. We need to be able to feed our population and feed them with healthy foods. Have healthy living promoted on a national level, giving more information to our population as to the pros and cons with different fruits, vegetables, and so on. Teaching our students agriculture, where development is concerned, with new techniques and just the whole host of different things that we're able to present into the public space now. And again, it is government's responsibility to make that a reality. And where the point goes as far as the waters that the Orang West farmers are using, again, government not being able to put into place a proper system that can help these farmers, again, ensure that they have proper running water for their crop, where they don't have to try to divert water from a river that we have obviously seen is contaminated.
Yeah. Well, what happened is about a year ago, I have never even heard of the name Philip Edward Alexander, and just by some chance, I happened to come across a video with this man, and what he was saying, what was coming out of his mouth was incredible to me. It just blew my mind. For the first, I'm 56 years old, been voting all this time, and I've never ever heard a politician talk like this man. So I became a member of your party only after I checked this man out.
Yes.
And I realized one thing stand out in this man. He not in this for power. He not in this to say, well, yes, I'm the big honcho, the prime of all the ministers. He genuinely care about the people. And that was evident once again yesterday in that walkabout.
Yes.
Under the Kamala Persasa government, nobody in Arangwes, no member of parliament ever walked through Arangwes. They dropped some stuff to fix my road. After the PNM came into power, they bring the trucks and they move out all the stuff. Why Indian people have to sit down and suffer like this? No other race in this country would put up with this kind of crap. Anyways, they took up all the material. My road is like a truck. You can't even come in. When rain fall, I had to park up my vehicle about quarter mile out and walk with tall tops, because I live in the middle of the garden area. Nobody never come, but Philip Edward Alexander and the PEP find it in their heart to walk through around West Alberta yesterday. Thank God for that man. And that is one person I'll be voting with, but
Nice.
voting for. And I encourage everybody who I meet, I tell them, check this man out. This man not in this for the power.
Yeah, spread the
You know,
word.
anyways. Yeah, spreading the word right through. I mean, that is as much as I could do. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be in that walkabout yesterday because I had to work. But anyways, hopefully next time I'll be in it. I'll find out where you guys going. But back to the farm. I want to end with this farmers thing. So we pumping, farmers here, pumping nasty, stinking, smelly water into their crops. No minister of government, nobody cares about it. Nothing. Edward really say everything in this country fail. Nothing work.
Yeah.
Boy, thank God for the PAP. Later.
Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
Nice man, caller.
And Anthony, one of the failed sectors that we presently have right now is tourism.
Yeah. Tourism is most definitely failed. Look, we have our carnival season that's taking place right now. We're talking about, we're supposed to be bringing at 100,000 plus, if not more, people to Trinidad and Tobago during this season. Carnival is supposed to be the major driver towards our GDP. It should have been developed that way over the years, but yet we've had our arts of our mass making, our presentation of carnival, our steel pan, which is our own national instrument. All of these things have been, in my mind, watered down. It has not had major emphasis or development over the years. You have other countries around the world doing more development towards the pan than our own country. You have other countries around the world that's developing their own carnival and mass than our own country. And we keep saying that we have the greatest show on earth, but I don't think that we hold that title anymore. No, we really don't, because everything is watered down. We're not making our mass 100% right here on the ground. A lot of things are being imported from China and other countries to help assist fabrication of our mass and so on. Where's the art in all of this? Where? What is our pride really towards what is ours? Carnival is really ours, mass making is ours, the pan is ours, calypso, soca, is ours. We started the show talking about Croco and the failure that he has as a song presented in the public space, no lyrical content whatsoever, and the damn thing is insinuating a level of racism and division in my mind that should not be acceptable under any circumstance, whether it be PNM supporters or not, whether it be the Carnival Commission or who have you. Where are the governing bodies to say, hey, put a brakes on this, let's review this? Who is taking the initiative? We just have people doing whatever the heck it is that they want to. And, again, coming back to the whole carnival thing, we can have a real money driver where this carnival is concerned. And, on the other hand and other aspect of it, we have carnival taking place, and we also have a global concern with this coronavirus. And I'm going to bring this out there again. What are we doing proactively here locally on the ground for our citizens, as well as the people who are frontline defense, as well as the people who are entering Trinidad and Tobago as visitors from foreign? Again, proactive measures. What are we really doing? Do we have a plan in place? Was there any type of discussion, dialogue, or understanding the dynamics as to what it is that we're dealing with? Because I know for a fact our health sector is not in any way capable of taking a hit from any type of outbreak here on the shores of Trinidad and Tobago. Just for the citizenry, far less if we have 50,000 plus more citizens or more people on the ground in Trinidad and Tobago due to our festival this time of the year. Where are we putting these people? How are we dealing with this situation? What is the actual plan? Is there anybody that can answer that question? Maybe the Minister of Health? I don't know. I wonder if Mr. Khan from Bartaria in your neck of the woods have any idea as to what...
I don't think he has any.
Yeah, well, again...
I don't think he has any. Another failed, sad to say, but another failed essence of this nation is history.
Yeah.
Our history, our historical sites are being pulled away from the citizens.
It is.
We are losing the essence of our country. Are we going to tolerate this?
Well, again, the people, a large portion of the population is I don't like saying brainwashed, but it's as if they are, because they're not willing to hear anything else. They're not willing to give anything else a chance or understand anything else. They're just simply set in their ways, because I've come across a lot of people on the ground in Trinidad and Tobago. When I try talking PEP policies and so on, they are, PNM till are dead, UNC till are dead, and I keep asking the question, how much better is your life right now? What are the things that you're dealing with? We are 5 years into an administration that has not truly done anything for the population, raising gas 3 and 4 times, the cost of living, crime spiraling out of control, not being able to have proper health care, and so on. Where are we going to actually draw the line? Where are we going to say enough is enough? We do deserve better. And we are not saying that we deserve better because we are just the creme de la creme, but we should be the creme de la creme of the world. Forget about our region. We shouldn't be talking about places like Singapore and Dubai and all of this. No, man. Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to be number 1 on planet Earth. They're supposed to have visas to have people come to this country. But again, putting the people in charge of things who have not done the job over the last 57 years is what have us where we are today. And from this point, we should not even be going back into the past anymore. We need to start talking about the future, what we're able to do for the nation, for the population, how we're able to bring a level of betterment that makes sense, that people can actually see. Amanda had to wait 5 years to see some level of betterment. You get into office 100 days after a Progressive Empowerment Party's administration being accepted by the population to be in that parliament. 100 days after that happens, because that 100-day period is to do a proper assessment on Trinidad and Tobago and its affairs. Everything from top to bottom, you name it, because we have to come to the public space after that 100 days and give a proper report to the citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago and letting them know where the country really stands, where we really are, what is our debt, what is the actual plan from this point on, moving forward, creating a true national identity, a true national agenda to develop Trinidad and Tobago and its citizens, to bring hope and opportunity back on the shores here in Trinidad and Tobago. That is the whole mission, We're not doing this just for fun and giggles and to make friends and to sing kumbaya, tiptoeing through tulips. No, we're trying to fix a country to bring betterment for the people. Full stop.
Citizens of this soil, ask yourself one question. Are you going to base politics on tribal persuasion and cynicism? Ask yourself that question. Or are you ready for change? This is it now. This is change 2020.
I love that.
Yes.
That is awesome. That is absolutely fantastic. And you heard her said it. You heard her said it. The question is posed to you. Are you ready and willing for change? Are you, Trinidad and Tobago, ready? Are you ready? That is the million-dollar question here. Because again, all the hemorrhaging happening in our economy through the treasury and so on, that's your money. It's money that can be used and applied to you, to your family, to the generations going down the road within your community for a higher level of betterment. Much higher level of betterment. We make it a goal to try to get on a plane at some point and fly to a first world country to say that we want to adopt their lives there, that we want to plant roots there and try to develop our lives there. We can do that right here, Trinidad and Tobago, and we can do it 10 times over. We can do it 10 times over. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, need to want that. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, need to be able to allow that to actually happen. We have to accept some level of change. We must. We cannot continue going down the same road. We are a very unique country on planet Earth. We are a unique people on planet Earth. We have phenomenal skill sets. And it's naturally aspired. We come out the womb with these skill sets. It's not something that we usually have to even learn or be trained for. Because you have artists, you have singers, you have, a host of different things that, again, our population is naturally aspired towards. Coming out of the womb, I can't tell you how many Trinidadians I've met abroad who have education, who don't have education, and still whatever position that they were in, they were at the top of their game.
Yes.
And I can't see why it is we can't have that right here in Trinidad for all Trinidadians to be on top of their game. And that having an environment such as it would allow Trinidad and Tobago to propel itself to be a first world status nation, to be one of the top rated nations on planet Earth. We just simply need to really want it, Trinidad and Tobago. And it's really up to you. And that's the bottom line. So.
And the question is, for Mr. Khan, what are you going to do about the raw sewage? What are you going to do? UNC has a slogan. At this moment, let's get Trinidad working again.
Yes.
What's working?
Well, I want to know, Mr. Khan, what's been working for the last 5 years, my friend? You've been sitting in that portfolio for almost the last 5 years. What's happening? Why hasn't it been working again? That's the question being posed directly to you, sir. Because again, you have a responsibility to your constituents. You have a responsibility to your constituents, and you're the MP. Yes, there is a local level government. Have you talked to your councillors? Have you talked to the people on that level in having direct information as to certain things happening within your constituency? Even if you have not taken that initiative for yourself to know for yourself, face to face via the people. I mean, what are you doing, man? We are putting a highlight on the Barataria San Juan Aranguez area. You are the man that's in charge of that area presently. Again, what gives? It's us, the citizenry, simply asking the question, because at the end of the day, we have gone on the ground and we have had the citizens talk and had their voices heard, and what they're saying is that they're not seeing you, they don't know what's happening with you, they have no idea what's going on in their constituency. You have a body such as the Aranguez Taxi Drivers Association is suddenly an arm of the Ministry of Works, and I want to know, are taxpayers paying these people? Because at the end of the day, the taxpayers' money is going towards the Ministry of Works, and are they doing the job? Are they getting the job done? Because if they was, I don't think the Aranguez Taxi Drivers Association would be doing what they are doing. So we have a major problem in front of us being posed, and it needs to be addressed. So, what do you say?
Yes, immediately and effectively.
Immediately and effectively. So, this is our dilemma as Trinbagonians. So, again, in fact, let's see, are we gonna still, Director, we gonna have some more calls still coming? Yeah?
Okay.
Again, give us a call, touch base, 347-4737-688-4012. Again, that number is 347-4737 or 688-4012. Give us a call. Let's know what's happening on your neck of the woods. What you can also do too, guys, in the event that, in fact, you, after the show, if you want to send me a WhatsApp and let me know little highlight little problems and stuff that you may be having in your area, within your community, within your constituency, and so on, whatever it might be, feel free. You can send me a WhatsApp at 688-4012. Again, that number is 688-4012. Send me a WhatsApp again, wherever you are in the country, and just, let me know what's happening. Let's know exactly what's going on. We'll highlight it if we're able to even possibly get a little crew down on your end to even bring greater highlight towards the issue that you might be dealing with. It will definitely be done because we're trying to compile as much information as we possibly can across the board, nationwide, in knowing exactly the position of our citizens, knowing the woes that we are all dealing with in our respected constituencies. Because again, at the end of the day, they all have to be addressed at some point. And we don't want that point to be too far forward into the future. We want it to be, very immediate as possible. Because the dragging of the feet simply makes no sense. It does not work. So again, give us a call right now, 347-4737, and if you want, you can WhatsApp me on 688-4012 and give us some information as to what's going on the ground there by you in your neck of the woods. So I wanted to just touch base a little bit on, well, actually, before I even touch base on that, where the second caller is concerned, when he was talking about the whole scenario that the Aranguez farmers have to be dealing with, again, a proper water supply would definitely be something that makes sense. That would be nice. What are we doing to ensure that level of efficiency for our farmers? That's a big concern for me, because having someone say that the Aranguez farmers having to divert waters from the river in itself to water their crops, and then having to see a little higher upstream, you're having broken sewage lines.
Since September the 22nd, 2019.
That is a huge concern.
That's why I just trying to understand the concept. Why is it still not repaired?
For so long.
Yes.
And it's not to say that they have not gotten reports on it. They have.
They did, yes. Residents have complained about it. Nothing is being done. They're just being ignored.
We can't like it so in Trinidad and Tobago. We cannot like it so.
No, we can't.
Don't say that.
And it's what's also what my intake on this as an MP. If one of your residents do not have water or lights, you should not have lights or water in your constituency as well.
Well, that'll be in a perfect world. That because we say the same thing where the health sector is concerned.
Yeah.
Why are our MPs able to jump on plane, fly over all over the place, and that be funded through the state? You know, like Mr. Coffey taking $3 million from the public purse to sort his health out. You know, what is that?
So why our public institutions was not
utilized? Exactly, exactly. That's the point exactly. Why weren't our public institutions, such as our local hospitals and so on, used by our ministers? You know, we have our prime minister. He jumped the country the other day, and he went, where was it, California or somewhere in North America, to have his checkup. I mean, really, you can't even have a checkup right here in Trinidad and Tobago in our health system? That says a lot. It says a lot. And I like that idea where if a member of parliament or someone in the public sector does not pay with their own money to go to the private sector, they need to be exposed to the same system that every other citizen.
What makes you so different from the regular citizens? What makes you so different?
And that in itself would give them a greater sense of influence to fix the problems, for our hospitals to have enough beds, for us to have enough medication in the hospitals, for us to have well-trained and streamlined, courteous staff, doctors and nurses and so on at the hospitals. You know, what are we really doing is just simply a matter of ensuring that that can be the case, but yet we have no beds, we don't have medication. You try to get a Panadol, you bust your big toe, go into the emergency room, you have to sit down or stand up in the same emergency room for hours on end. What are we really doing? Really? What? And we still want to run down red and ready, yellow and steady? Really, Trinidad and Tobago? I mean, we have not done it enough to see and have factual information to see the track record, to realize that the direct agenda is not for the betterment of the people. We've been doing it too long, and we are nowhere. 57 years later, in the year 2020, we still don't even have 365-day-a-year water supply for the entire country, length and breadth. We still don't have that to this day, the year 2020. What you saying? What you telling yourself about that? Really and truly. And it's okay to sit down in a concert and listen to Crow and them fellas and them sing a bunch of garbage that just simply chaining up the people in them head and putting us in a place of division, of segregation, of a level of racism, subliminally. Huh? Come on, man. We are much better than this, Trinidad and Tobago. We are much better than this. You know, I just wish if we can really take our heads out of the sand. And yes, there would be a little bit of discomfort, Trinidad and Tobago. Opening your eyes and seeing the actual environment that you're living in and that your children are exposed to, your family is exposed to. Yes, it would be somewhat uncomfortable. You may actually get a little angry as well. But you have to face that. We have to face it. We have to have a level of awareness as to exactly where we are, where we would like to go, and how are we actually going to get there. We can't continue blaming who was there before from who wasn't there before, who do what from who and do what. This is where we are today. And we know where we want to go as a people. We do. We want betterment. We want things that make sense. We want better value in our pockets. We want spending power. We want the health system to work. We want education to work. We want to have security. We know where we want to be. We do. We really do. It's just for us to recognize exactly what needs to be done in order for us to get there. That's our dilemma right now, you know. That's our dilemma right now, is that people are in fear to take that initiative, to take that step of change.
Yes. One of PAP's policy that I really love, Anthony, is actually food independence.
Food independence,
yes,
that's right.
A country that can grow its own food.
That's right.
A wealthy country.
That's right. Food independence. And that would be policy number 8, Trinidad and Tobago, from our 21 policy little handbook here. Food independence, yes. Set food targets based on national consumption data. Again, information, Trinidad and Tobago. Food consumption data. Let's know exactly how much tomatoes we consume, how much rice, how much potato, how much okra, how much baigan, how much whatever, across the board. Let us have that actual information. What is our consumption pattern? And from there, that's a start. We can start there, Trinidad and Tobago. Bring awareness as to, or do an audit as to exactly how much state lands we do possess, that we can initiate straight off the bat into agriculture. We do proper soil testing and so on to know what crops is best grown where, in what type of soil. Reintroduce our farmers back into the fray of things. We have to make a national call to our farmers out there. You know, we dispense lands and again have an agenda to bring our country food independent, where we are able to feed our population. Anything being able to happen on planet Earth, whether it be a global catastrophe or world war for that matter, we are able to protect our citizens. We are able to feed our citizens. That's like the key thing that we need to ensure in any type of crisis on a global level as such. Being food independent, it does a lot of things. It empowers our farmers. It brings our pricing of food much lower, where we're able to now feed our families much better. I mean, it's a win-win-win-win-win situation across the board. Why are we not making this a reality? I mean, UNC, I think was for 2015. Or was it for 2020? But the PPE was, yes, 2010. When she was talking to the farmers of Caroni and of the nation for that matter, talking about they're going to redevelop the agriculture sector. Look, what was redeveloped? Where are we? How much are we exporting? How are people able to feed themselves right now? You have Zabaca being sold for $30-something. Really? Something that growing right here? That rotting on the ground in people's yards, basically, that you are charging in a supermarket $30+ for a avocado. Really, Trinidad and Tobago.
What's really hilarious, our Minister of Health said that how we have a first world healthcare.
A first world healthcare?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yet we have a whole hospital just
Why?
sit down doing nothing in Cuba. We have one in Port of Spain that needs to be rebuilt. We have one in South that they say that they rebuilt, and did additions or whatever the case is. But if you go and take a walk in there, half of the bloody thing is still in motion to fall apart. I mean, really and truly.
Why do citizens have to leave Port of Spain to go to Mount Hope, or leave Mount Hope to go to Port of Spain, when you have a functioning facility in each constituency? You don't have to leave from point A to point B. You go to your constituency and get the medical attention that you deserve.
Yeah. Well, where that is concerned, what the Progressive Empowerment Party is proposing as well is in all 41 constituency for there to be minor emergency suite, like where we would have our health centers right now, but better equip the health centers to basically deal with just about everything outside of a major surgery or of the likes, which you would have to deal with at the general hospitals. But whether it be snake bites or cuts or what the case might be, a broken arm or what have you, for that to be able to be treated within our localized health centers. Because there are several throughout the country in different constituencies. I don't think we have one in every constituency, because there are constituencies that is sharing health centers. But again, the Progressive Empowerment Party is proposing for us to develop 41 health centers mini hospitals, let's put it that way, that again is able to basically address just about everything that a major hospital can address. Outside of a major surgery or what have you along those lines. So where that is concerned, you're able as a citizen to be able to get health care in an emergency case within a 5 to 15 minute period once it's residing. Once that can be a reality, having a health center that can treat with most problems in your constituency in itself, it brings the time much lower, much lower, much lower. Ensuring that we have outfitted an ambulance service with proper technicians and people who are able to deal with situations on the ground at the scene of either the crime or the accident or what have you. Again, it's just being proactive across the board and developing our systems for it to be more efficient for the population at hand. It's the mission at hand. It's what we have to do. It's what has to be done. Bottom line, bottom line. And again, Trinidad and Tobago, take the time, man. Take the time. If you're able to make it down to 19 Stanmore Avenue, 12 noon every Saturday, doors are open to the public. Come and scrutinize what's going on. Come and get more information as to how we plan to move the country forward and making it a better place for everyone, not just a selected few, for every single citizen, for no one to be left behind, literally. So, so that again, back to the food independence. So again, we will set food targets based on national consumption data, making farmland available rent-free to small farmers. Set a crop schedule, purchase, harvest, and distribute produce throughout 41 constituency, wholesale and retail markets. And again, that's to be able to spread the food across the board throughout the nation, to help bringing prices down and to ensure that the population is able to feed themselves and feed their family at a very, very economical cost to them. That would not hurt the pockets, because this is food. This is how we live. This is how we stay alive, is with food, because without it we're dead, and we know this. So why are we making it so hard for the population to be able to acquire food, for people to be able to feed their families? It's beyond me. But again, under Progressive Empowerment Party administration, we will ensure that the people are able to actually feed themselves, and for us to bring the price of food down, and to raise our exports as well, because we have some of the best food being grown here.
Yes, we do.
You know what I mean? We have the best sugar, best cocoa. There's a lot of fruits and vegetables that is A-grade stuff that we are producing right here in Trinidad and Tobago that we can export on an international level. And, again, make some difference in the economy, assist our GDP, bring that number up. Just over 20 plus million a year in our GDP is nothing compared to Singapore, for example. It's $361 million a year in their GDP, half the size of Trinidad and Tobago, do not have a fraction of what Trinidad and Tobago has as far as what to offer the world outside of our pitch on our oil and our gas. We have our local manufacturing and whatever else that we have on the ground here within our agriculture. What are we doing? Look, right now the price of sugar is going up because it's becoming more and more less. And it's becoming more and more important. Why have we not redeveloped our sugar industry in Trinidad and Tobago?
Singapore has a vision, Anthony, and they are where they are today. We don't have a vision.
Good point.
We don't.
Very, very good point.
We don't even have a mission.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Because, for example, we were the PNM were talking under the Manning administration, the 2020 vision. Woo! 2020 vision. And where are we right now? It's the year 2020.
1795.
You understand? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? It's the year 2020 Trinidad and Tobago, and all the promises that we were told, how developed we were going to be, how much spending power we were going to have, how much value in our dollar it would have been. Where are we? Where are we? Our crime rate is gone to hell, and it's getting worse. Our education is not making any sense. It's ejecting almost 7,000 of our young people out of the system. Each year almost. What are we really doing? Our food, we're not able to feed our people. I mean, really, 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 what are we doing? What? Seriously.
Public office reform.
Public office reform, yes, of course. Public office reform is it's also a very big deal. In fact, we are supposed to make all public office holders accountable. Enact recall and termination legislation for instances of non-performance and misconduct in public office. Simple thing, simple thing. There must be a system in place if you're not performing or if you are misbehaving in public office for you to be able to be ejected from that seat. Let there be a system developed where if it's a localized election for that particular seat, let it be so. But the people must have an opportunity or a way to be able to scrutinize people in public office who are doing and conducting business in their name, on their behalf. In the event that these said people are to do have misbehavior in public office, for them to be responsible and accountable for it. We can't just allow 5 years to go on and month after month, year after year, misbehavior after misbehavior coming into the public space. There's nothing being done where these things are concerned. People are still collecting a salary, being non-performing members, and the population still having to hold the messy end of the stick. And we can't like it, so we cannot. We have a lot of work ahead of us. A lot of work ahead of us to fix this fine nation called Trinidad and Tobago. But again, we can't do it without the support of the people, because you need to want it too. You must want a betterment for yourself too, because then we'll be spinning wheels in mud. And that's the reality. It is the reality. We have to wake up as a population and realize where we are, who we are, and what we need to do.
Another point that I really love from PEP's policy is no more mega contractors. Now,
Oh, yes.
the private sector, Anthony, is responsible, is made up of the national economy.
Yes.
And it is responsible for allocating most of the resources into the economy.
Very,
the
very
private
true.
sector, they are not getting the contracts, the output of services, because why? These mega contractors are holding them down.
Well, and that's where a large portion of the hemorrhaging out of the economy is taking place too, is
Yes.
with these mega contracts, because the mega contracts in itself is very, very easy to hide money. Meaning, overpriced products, overpriced labor, overpriced on a whole, because you're throwing huge numbers around. And yes, it's called a mega contract for that said reason, because it's a large contract. It has a huge scope. And again, because of that huge scope is why you are able to up numbers in a minuscule way. But when you look at it as a big picture, it's a large number. It's a lot of money being hemorrhaged through the system. And that is what we need to stop. And I like that you brought that up. No more mega contracts. No more mega contractors. And that is definitely one that I really like, simply because the idea that PEP has within that particular policy in itself is that we have 41 constituencies, and there are works to be done in each one of these constituencies, and we insist that the contractor, as well as the contractor, being mandated to have his employee-based staff originating from that constituency, that those works are being done. That is one of the main ways we see that for monies to be drilled directly down to the ground, directly down to the regular citizen, without much, if any, skimming off the top is concerned. Because again, that is where the hemorrhaging is taking place. Subcontracting contracts 4 and 5 and 10 times, 20 times down the road before it actually reaches the man who is actually doing the job on the ground. And we're asking ourselves, why are these projects being so horrible? Why is it, did we really spend that amount of money? But when you think about it, and you have people taking cuts 10 and 20 times before the actual contractor who's being having this subcontracted to him, when he's just getting the crumbs to get this mega job off the ground. That's where we have problems.
Because the sector itself, the business sector, has the primary, secondary, and tertiary sector, and each constituency, I'm very certain, has those three sets there placed by the citizens. That is not being utilized. Why do we have to hire these people from on the outside?
No, well, if they're work, there are going to be some certain works that a particular contractor within a particular constituency may not be able to handle or do. And that is understood. And again, there would be protocols and mechanisms in place in order to address those things. But to say that you're giving one company contracts across the board, millions upon millions, billions upon billions of dollars, coming out of the treasury to get certain things done. I mean, look, we were talking just the other day about, in fact, this morning we were talking about Maracas, with that concert with the stage into in the ocean. But let's go even better than that. How about that car park that they built in Maracas? I mean, there's so many flaws concerning that whole project. It's a shame because the design of the bloody thing. Again, you're gonna put a road in between a car park and a beach. Really? It was so hard to have the road on the furthest outer perimeter of that car park area where people can park their car and literally walk from their car with their eyes closed straight onto the beach without having to worry about traffic passing to lick them down.
And you know what's even more hilarious, Anthony? That the stage was actually being built. Why?
Well, again, is who give the approvals. My question is, are they going to be life guards on site for that event? Who are the people that actually gave approvals to that? What is the dynamics to this event that they're trying to have and host in Maracas? You're going to be blocking off a public beach. So now you have the public that's not going to have access to 50%, if not more, of the usage of this facility. Again, it being a public facility. Where are the approvals? Who were the ones to approve this? What is the actual plan for this actual event? You know what I mean? It's just a host of different unanswered questions, and a lot of things are being thrown around. We are going to keep abreast of this little scenario that's taking place right now with this whole event in Maracas. So on Wednesday when I'm back, I will see if I can, if I do have more information, I would definitely touch base on that and let you guys know what is the new findings and what is going on, where that whole situation is unfolding right now. But back to your no mega contractors. I love that policy, and again, it's simply being able to bring and drill the money down to the regular man on the ground.
Correct.
Spreading the work evenly across the board, and again, yes, for the projects that localized contractors within constituency aren't able to do or address. Or handle for that matter. Yes, there are protocols in place, systems in place that would be able to pacify that situation and ensuring that the works can be done. But again, we have to ensure what else that can be done, that the localized contractor, as well as a localized labor force, is able to do on the ground in those said constituencies. That's where it needs to be. That's where the money needs to be drilled to.
And the key factor there, Anthony, is employment will be done within the constituency.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, that's a major driver for employment, and that is just to start. We talk all the time about truly diversifying the economy in a sense where to ensure that we have more jobs than people for those jobs. It should not be the other way around. There's more people than jobs available. We have to create an environment where, yes, we have more jobs than we have people. We need to develop our economy, develop the country in a sense where we are introducing new industries. In fact, oh my goodness, talking about this on Trinidad, we will have a specific segment pertaining towards this particular industry because it's one of my loves, which is the cannabis industry. This new thing Alwari did in decriminalizing marijuana. Again, the government is showing each step of the way that they truly do not have a clue as to what it is that they're trying to do. It all simply seems as if it's a tool for an election machinery. That they have in place for this coming election, because you're not able, you just decriminalize marijuana, right? And we are talking where the recreational consumption is concerned. Okay, you're telling the population you could grow 4 plants and you could consume privately in your home, right? There's no discussion directly on supply, demand, taxation of this, because it's a purchase. You are buying this product recreationally for recreational use. So again, where are the supplies? where coming from. How is the state going to benefit directly from this as it being taxed? Are we implementing the law as we would have implemented it through tobacco and alcohol? Is how cannabis is going to be standing on its own ground, being decriminalized now? What about the other industries, such as the medicinal aspect of cannabis, as well as the industrial application of cannabis, which would be hemp? You have several different things in the industrial field, such as development of concretes, blocks, fabrics, ropes, you name it. Listen, it's a wide industry. Again, why are we not scrutinizing this industry? Because in my mind, I think it's a great thing that marijuana is decriminalized, but it's not decriminalized for the right reason, in the right way, with the right systems in place, where the laws are actually addressing a lot of these things. Right. Because a lot of the population still has a big question mark over their minds as to exactly what is happening here with this decriminalization of marijuana. Are we able to walk the road and smoke? Because we lying by the bar and smoke? Or they're saying yes, it's a personal use, you have to just simply consume in your home. But that's it right there, full stop. You're not giving more information as to, again, we're not growing anything here. Are we allocating any lands here in Trinidad and Tobago, allowing our young people learning more about agriculture, and incorporating it in such a way where if we were to dispense, let's say, an acre of land per a potential upcoming farmer or someone who's learning farming or whatever, these same young people from off the street, for that matter, I'm just throwing that out here. This is my personal take, all right, Trinidad, so I just want to throw that, let you know. But in my mind, I think, engaging the young people, same ones who are on the block selling the 10 and 20 play and whatever. If you liken this so bloody much, how much more do you want to be incorporated into this? Learn agriculture, learn how to grow this, and you would not just be learning how to grow cannabis, you would also learn how to grow regular food crop. If you have lands dispensed to you from the state, we can have a portion, whether it be a 1/3 of the land that would be delegated towards the growth of cannabis and hemp, for that matter, because again, we want to dive into the different industries associated to cannabis. And again, it's recreational, medicinal, and industrial. And this is $1 billion industry. Literally, we can double, if not triple fold, our GDP just from marijuana. Just from marijuana. And again, where the NGOs, where the people who you have the information, what I'm saying is it's true. Let's come together. Let's have a proper forum. Let's have a proper voice being put into the public space pertaining towards this, towards actual development, towards the industry, showing the state where the state, because if the state can't do it for themselves, let us the people show the state. Let's create a proper plan, an initiative in giving the state the information that they possibly may need at this point. Just remember, under Progressive Empowerment Party administration, we wouldn't need much of that information because we already have the information. We know what it is we need to do where decriminalization is concerned and development of that particular industry. And that swings right back into agriculture. And again, we can couple the marijuana industry with agriculture and the redevelopment of that industry in itself, and making it a twofold, because again, you're now introducing 3 major industries spin-off from just cannabis alone that is also incorporated within the agriculture industry, in helping us feed our population, in influencing our young people to get back involved in farming, to have the information where that's concerned. We need to change the mindset of where we are as a people, really and truly. I'm looking at my director. Are we close to time?
Yes.
Yeah, we're coming close to time. It was a fantastic day, Alberta.
Thank you.
It was really, really awesome having you on,
Same here.
and you brought up really, really good points and stuff. It's great to see you guys on the ground in Aranguez and Bartari and stuff, doing the walkabouts, highlighting the issues And not only just highlighting the issues, but putting certain things in place as well for the
Yes.
regular citizen. I mean, look, the Progressive Empowerment Party is not even in office, but we are working the ground like that. I mean, like you would never believe,
We
really
are
and
doing
truly.
the jobs of the MPs and councillors right now.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, we are.
That's right. We are, and we're putting more information into the public space towards the citizens, tenfold more than anyone else's.
Yeah.
And again, that's us trying to put the population in the right state of mind, having the right information that they need to make right decisions for themselves, and that's what it is. So, Alberta, is there anything you want to close off with? What do you want to tell your constituents in your area, and all that good stuff? Let it out. Let it out. Tell them.
Hope is here. And it begins with PEP. Mr. Khan, Mr. Ford Khan, please repair the leakage, the sewage, please do something. The councillor, do something with the streets, do something with the roads, the infrastructure. Please do something. Do your job. I am pleading with you, do your job. I am currently doing your job for you.
Well said. Well said. Yes, Mr. Khan. You heard what the woman say, eh? Your work. Do your work. You need to do your work. Get the job done. Get the job done. We are doing it too long, and there's a lot of issues taking place in your constituency, Mr. Khan. Need to get out the office a little more, brother.
You need to walk the streets a little
Yes,
more.
you need to walk the
Meet your
streets.
people, hear them out.
Very true, very true, very true. They just simply really have to see you and have to understand. You have to understand what the people are dealing with. You're in a position to bring change, and 5 years has come and gone, and you have not presented that to the people on, I would say, not a national level, but a constituency level. Because the people are saying very much negative things on the ground in Barataria, Arangwes, Samoa area. And you are the custodian for this area, my friend. So, you have some, well, I can't even say I have work to do because I think it's a little late now, because 5 years was a long time to go.
I think he has some thinking to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some thinking to do.
Yeah, you do have some thinking to do.
A lot.
But again, being able to have proper systems where our said MPs can be scrutinized in a greater sense and be responsible for their portfolios, I think that's where we need to be. Too many excuses and too many people are not being held responsible. Everyone is still collecting a paycheck and doing whatever the heck they want to, however they want to, in the way that they would want to, with no regard. So that's an environment that certainly has to change. There's no doubt about that. So is there anything else you want to add on that?
Just a reminder to all citizens as we come off this show momentarily, ask yourself again, I will reiterate this question. Ask yourself, are we going to base politics on tribal persuasion or cynicism?
Question. Booyah. You heard that. Well, again, today it's Pep Talks. It's Monday, the 17th of February, 2020. On our topics, we were touching on our Crocro song that was done by him. I think we can go on Crocro, we going and vote. It's a horrible song. I am not telling anyone to go listen to it, but it does. It's somewhat disturbing because it shows that lines are being drawn racially in the ground, and that's not cool. I don't think that we as a people, as multicultural as we are, need to be brokering for such in the public space that our population has to be exposed to. We also was touching on the Stage and the Sea that's up in Maracas for that event that's going to be taking place, I believe, in this weekend. We will see how that unfolds. Wednesday, I'm going to be here on the show once again. In fact, my timing would be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So look out for that. So we would have little follow-ups on certain topics of discussion and pointers that we had discussed during past shows like this one, that we would represent to the public with more information on later shows. So certainly look out for that. As well as to the citizenry, feel free, you can WhatsApp me at 688-4012. Give me information as to what's going on the ground in your constituency. Let me know what is happening, if there's an issue you want to have highlighted or what have you. Let's connect. Let's actually hear what's going on the ground in your respected constituency. Please, please, please feel free. My number again is 688-4012. Make it a point. We need that information. So at least we have an idea as to exactly what it is we need to have done. We can't do what needs to be done if we don't know what needs to be done. It's that simple. And our bridge to that is you. So feel free. Please give me a call and let me know what's going on. I wanted to touch on the passport woes that we're dealing with as a citizenry here in Trinidad. Just to throw it out there, Trinidad has just been announced as the longest wait any citizens have to wait for their passport. Trinidad takes number one in the region, that is, within the Caribbean, which is, again, failure, boy. Failure. Total failure. But we will touch more on that possibly on our Wednesday show. So look out for that. That whole inefficiency that we're dealing with, which is a constant thing, right through. It's just so sad, eh? And again, hats off and kudos to the whole PEP team doing the walkabout yesterday in Barataria, San Juan, Aranjuez area. And again, I extend great thanks to Alberta Purdy, your PEP caretaker for San Juan, Barataria. Again, Trinidad and Tobago, you're gonna see this woman on the ground in that area, definitely. And feel free, let her know what your issues and problems are. So again, we can actually try to broker for real solutions, real change to fix these problems for real, and that's the mission at hand. So I think that's where we're at.
Yes, we are.
Director?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, my name is Anthony Defoe, Deputy Political Leader of the Progressive Empowerment Party, and your host on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Co-hosting on Friday, but we'll see on Friday. And again, this has been Pep Talks, Monday, 17th of February, 2020. So again, Trinidad and Tobago, thank you so much for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you guys again on Wednesday. Look out for the show tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly who we're going to have hosting tomorrow. Director? Felicia?
Okay.
I think we're going to have Felicia Holder that would be directing our show, Pep Talks, tomorrow. So look out for that, most definitely. And she's going to be coming with a world of information for you. So certainly do not miss that. So again, from our studios here in Port of Spain, Stanmore, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Again,
Thank you, Anthony.
thank you.
Antel is Trinidad's most reliable and technically experienced ICT company, providers of quality structured cabling, Cat6 data fiber, and power cables. We also stock cabling infrastructure basket-type cable trays for server rooms and data centers. Antel also installs and maintains video security systems including cameras, alarms, and electronic entrance locks for businesses and residential properties. Call Antel 674-1406 or 783-9250.
Trinidad and Tobago is in a crisis. For far too long, our people have been abused and silenced by our politicians and the business elite.
Just look around you. People are losing their jobs. Crime is at an all-time high. Our justice, education, and health systems have failed.
We all know the truth behind all that is wrong in our country. Corruption is destroying us. Billions of our dollars are being looted by a small group of business people that use our politicians to divide and distract us.
So they can take what they want, leaving us with no hope for a better country.
All of this is because we've never had leaders who seek the interests of the citizenry as their first priority.
I am here because I'm not taking it anymore.
I am here because I am not taking it anymore.
I am fed up of politics as it is in Trinidad and Tobago.
It is time we elect leaders with the backbone and the love of our people to go after the corrupt, evil elements in our country, hell-bent on serving their own pockets while we suffer.
And it is time that we as a nation take a collective stand against wrongdoing.
So we are making a plea to the nation to rally behind us.
Because our freedom of speech is being threatened by those who don't want us speaking out on these issues.
A man that I greatly respect is one of those leaders fighting for a better country. His name is Philip Edward Alexander, and he has bravely challenged the people and institutions that are destroying our nation.
To date, he has been threatened with 5 lawsuits for having the courage to ask state agency UDCOT on why the renovations of the President's house cost $89 million.
When experts in the field have estimated that that job should have never crossed 20 million.
Where did the rest of our money go? We refuse to stand by and allow any agency to use our courts to try and silence and punish Philip or any other citizen of our country for trying to seek the truth.
If you're fed up of corruption and want to be a part of real change, support Philip and the Progressive Empowerment Party in this fight.
This fight is not for him or us to bear alone.
It is a fight for you, our loved ones, and our friends.
It is a fight for the future of our country.
You can help by making a contribution to Philip's legal fees and help him and PEP expose the truth and shine light over the darkness of corruption.
Go to our website at peptt.com, click on donate and see all the ways you can pitch in.
There is hope. Our country can be saved, but we all need to stand together. My name is Felicia Holder, Chairman of the Progressive Empowerment Party, and I support Philip Edward Alexander and the PEP.
I support Philip Edward Alexander and the PEP.
I support Philip Edward Alexander and the PEP.
I support.
I support.
I support.
I support.
I support.
I support.
I support. I support.
I support. I support.
I support.
I support Philip Edward Alexander and the PEP.